Why is the screen not working? Hey, everybody. Sorry, just get my shit fixed here. So I'm Jeff. That's Chris isn't here tonight. Who's going to tell me this? Who's going to answer me when I say, hey, Chris, guess what? Let's start this shit. What's up, everybody? What's up? As you can see, I'm floating solo right now. Haven't heard from Chris today. I would have thought I heard from him, but I am streaming on his show, his channel also. So anybody that hasn't yet, make sure you get over there, give the thumbs up for him so we can get him hitting that algorithm right. So I'm going to fly solo for a little while unless, people want to pop in or whatever. I don't know how long I'm going to be on for. I know there was no Friday night show last night. Nobody was on last night. It's the 4th of July. People were out with family doing stuff. So I get it. So figure pop on right now for a little bit, check in. I did feel bad for not going on yesterday, though, because I didn't really get a chance to go on and say happy birthday to the late, great Al Davis. Yesterday would have been his birthday. He was born on July 4th, Brockton, Massachusetts, about 45 minutes from where I'm at. But then pretty much grew up in Brooklyn. So yesterday would have been his birthday. So I also want to give a big shout out to everybody that's done what they could for Little Raider. Make sure everybody checks in with me Tuesday night, 9:00 Eastern time as of right now. It's going to be just me, myself, and I on live with Devin, Raider, and Devin's wife, Jolie. So I will have the family on live. I've got to be basically allowing them to tell their full story with what's happened with Raider. His, from the day he was born to up to current, what they've gone through for challenges. So it's going to be a good, heartwarming, feel-good story, hopefully. So the link is in the description for the GoFundMe and the Cash App. So I am actually going to put that banner up, scrolling across the top there. So before we get rolling here, just going to check in with everybody that's in the chat. So right now we've got PNW Mark. What's up, brother? Raider Paul's in the house with the big Raiders. Robert Pena. Yes, the champ is here. The champ is here. Anybody that missed it today, earlier today, Afakasi and I uh, were on a live together today, and instead of playing Tecmo Bowl, we started off by playing a baseball game. Um, Shit, what the hell was the name of it? Baseball something two? I forget what it was called, but I beat him 2 out of 3, so that was fun. Took the third game, took the last game on a best out of 3 with a walk off like 2 or 3 run home run. So yeah, it was great. That was fun. Yes, rest in peace, Hal Davis, the Godfather. And that's right, there is only one nation. Rita Pete's in the house. What's up, Rita Pete? How we doing? Let's see who else is here. No, I don't think so. So, yeah, like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be on for. Just wanted to come on for a little while, um, just to chat with chat with you all, see what's going on, see how everybody's 4th of July was. Everybody still have all 5 fingers, 10 fingers and toes, and nobody didn't lose any extremities lighting off fireworks in the last 24, 48 hours. I hope everybody's still in one piece. Jack Ken is in the house. What's up, Jack? Jeff in the American Nation. Hope you all had a wonderful 4th. Yes, I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July yesterday. Weather was nice here, thank God. Rained like a son of a bitch Thursday night, so it kind of delayed some of the fireworks in this area. But remember, Rhode Island is the location for the active, longest running parade in the United States. Happens in Bristol, Rhode Island. I think it's been going on for 248 years consecutively, minus the COVID years. That doesn't count. So it is still consecutively running 4th of July parade. So wait till next year. Next year is going to be ridiculous. 250 years. I mean, 249 was crazy with the celebrations this year. Between that and the protests, whatever happened to just doing a good old barbecue on 4th of July? Go and watch a parade, see the fireworks, or light fireworks off at night, have a good old cookout with family. No, instead now we've got all these protests going on and all this other crap that's been happening everywhere. I know I asked Jess earlier today because he was in the chat during Afakasi's show. I guess there were a series of, or like a whole block went up on caught on fire up in Fresno from fireworks. Set a brush fire off up to like 5 acres and then spread to a bunch of houses. Pretty much took out almost the whole block. I think they said they had 5 houses at once going. I think there was a big fire up in Sacramento too, if I'm not mistaken. There was something else going on in Sacramento last night, so it was pretty hopping out there. I know Flint, Michigan had a warehouse go up. I forget where. It was somewhere in California where I think a fireworks warehouse pretty much fucking blew up. So yeah, it's been a lot of shit that went on, which is typical on 4th of July. Like I know around in Detroit, Halloween is what they call Devil's Night, where the fire department up there just basically spends their entire 24 to 48 hours just running around going from vacant house fire to vacant house fire. Poor his wife. Oh, Gavin Newsom. Fuck him. He's not even my governor, and the guy's a piece of shit. Sorry. Killing that state. But anyway, not doing politics. But so yeah, I hope everybody had a good day yesterday. I got to spend a good part of the afternoon yesterday with my 2 grandkids. Had the baby here, my granddaughter, my son and his wife came over. My daughter and her husband were up at his grandfather's house up on the big lake, so they went up there for the day. So we stayed home with my son and his family and took care of the old dog and our puppy. So it was a good weekend or a good day. I had fun. So I mean, there's no big radar news out there. Um, there's really no talking points for anything right now. I mean, we're in a hiatus right now till training camp starts in a couple of weeks. 7 people lost their lives in Sacramento on the fire. Oh, is that what that was, Jack? Was Sacramento with that warehouse or whatever? Yeah, I knew that they had lost some people. Um, all I know is I saw that explosion. That was insane. That was ridiculous. I mean, I've had small explosions before, but nothing like that. That was crazy. No, forget the promo here. Don't forget, this guy runs on Duncan. So don't forget, Chris is also streaming right now, even though he's not here. I take care of my guy. Make sure you guys get over there and hit that thumbs up and give him a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, obviously go and subscribe to him also too. So probably gonna fly solo for the night here. Um, let's see what else is going on out there. Oh, I know what I gotta get. Hang on. Let me. I want to put this in the. Let's put that back up. Comments. Bear with me here. There it is. So it's the GoFundMe, and that's their Cash App screen name. So anybody that wants to donate, please go ahead and do that. Any dollar amount helps. We're not looking for, not saying you have to do a 10, 20, whatever. You want to do $1, $5, I don't care what it is. Any little bit helps. One kid was his first day of work and his first job. Oh, that's a horrible way to start your first day. Poor kid. That sucks. 18 years old. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully you don't know anybody that was working there, Jack. That's rough on the community too. um Shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, I know what I wanted to bring up. Tuesday night after I'm done, I'm probably only gonna be on for like an hour on Tuesday night for that interview. It's not gonna be a long ass show. It's gonna be straight to the point, you know, it's gonna roll. I will have the links posted also. Um, but after that show, at, I think 10:30 Eastern time, I'm going to be back on live again. Um, it's a special, um, it's a new special podcast. We don't know exactly what dates going forward if we are going to be on Tuesdays all the time, but there's a new show in town starting Tuesday. I'm a part of it. Leo is a part of it, and so are a couple other chapter presidents um, of the Black Hole. You're familiar with one of them if you guys watch Leo's show on Monday nights. James from the military Black Hole chapter. Um, he'll be on that one also. Uh, so it's going to be a whole new format, a whole brand new show. This is the first time that the Black Hole is going to be doing this. Um, where we're going to have basically the Black Hole's going to have their own podcast. I think right now it's going to be called the Notorious Podcast. But Leo and I are in from the ground level on this, starting off with this. So we're extremely excited for this. I know I sure as hell am. I can't wait for it to happen. I'm looking forward to Tuesday on two different occasions. One, my interview with Devin and the family and Raider. And I'm looking forward to the Black Hole podcast. I think that's going to be a good time. So we don't know what type of going forward, we haven't really set up the ideas on how we want to do it. So this is going to be like a kickoff show. Um, you know, there's so many different avenues and routes that we can go with that podcast, but it's going to be a good time. Anybody that's a member of the Black Hole, I highly insist on you guys suggesting that you watch it. It's how we're going to advertise for a lot of our games, our pregame parties and such. Uh, so it's going to be a whole different aspect, because obviously the first game of the season is the game that my chapter is going to be handling the pregame party for week one. So it's going to be a lot of advertisement or getting information out there for upcoming events for the Black Hole, um, letting everybody know at what away games the Black Hole is going to be representing for pregame parties, what chapters running what. So it's going to be a real informative type podcast, which is kind of what we were looking for to do with this in the first place. So I just like the fact that this is something else that Leo and I are going to work together, right from the start with this. So it's going to be a good time. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, but right now that's all that's going to be on it. There's only going to be like four of us that are going to be the regulars on that show. What's going to happen after that, who knows? But there's only going to be four specific ones. So I also want to shout out to everybody that subscribed to me um, through the roughly almost a year now. It'll be a year next month. In the last year, what I've been able to accomplish with you know getting word out there, getting my takes out there, being involved with certain shows or other shows, plus my own personal stuff. It's been a blast. I appreciate everybody. Jeff is steady on the Dunkin' Ice Coffee. Yes, I am. I never miss a beat, Adele. Um, I'm up to 1,600 subscribers now. I'm a couple away from 1,700. So it's gone up quite a bit in the last few weeks because of just certain things that I've put out there. So the subs are still coming in. I appreciate everybody that's subscribed to my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Um, like I said, this has been a blast. It's been an absolute blast doing this. I'm having fun. That's all that matters to me. You know, that's the big thing. Steady on the Dunkin' Ice Coffee. That's on. That's right here. Nice brand new fresh one. The wife got me about an hour ago. So I don't, like I said, I don't think I'm going to be on too long tonight. Thanks, Jack. I think it's going to be nah, they don't even have stock anymore. Other than that, I would have. they pulled it. They did have it at one point. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to get on tonight and just see what's going on out there. There was no shows on at all, so I was looking. I was like, man, there's absolutely nobody on tonight. So I figured, screw it. I'll get on live and see what kind of trouble I can get in. See what I can get on and see what's going on. Is Ben? What's up, Ben? How you doing, brother? I know you got a show coming up soon too, so make sure everybody gets over to Ray to Ben tonight. No, he's got a show starting up. I think in about another hour or so, Ben. Right? 10:30. I mean, 11, 12. I forget what time he said it started. So, I don't know where Chris is, man. He hasn't responded to any of my shit today. I hope he's all right, man. I haven't heard from him. I don't know. I mean, he's not mad at me because we did a show the other day and there was no problem. So you can't be mad. That can't be it. I don't know why he's not here. Yeah, 8 p.m. So 11 o'clock my time. All right. So yeah. So 8 o'clock Pacific. So anybody that's looking for something to watch and be entertained, extremely entertained, uh, Ben will be on. I will definitely be off here by then. Um, I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing a late night Saturday night thing tonight. Yeah, a few more weeks, Chris and I will get back to doing the history stuff we were doing before the season starts, because that was the goal. Is we still got to do the rest of the offense. So we've done the offensive line. We still got to do quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. Um, might incorporate special teams into one of those. And then what I want to do is the weekend of the Hall of Fame, that Saturday night show. I want to do Raiders Hall of Fame special. So we go through all the Hall of Famers that have been inducted into Hall of Fame, and then even do a little fun thing like who we think should have already gone in, who should go in, in the future based on who's on the roster and who's played that hasn't gotten in yet. So we'll make a little game out of that because that'll be the last history one before the season starts. Because once the season starts, or even the preseason, we're going to be talking about the game that happened the week before and then the game coming up. So that's going to be the Saturday night format. Once the season's in motion, we'll be talking, Chris and I, about the prior week's game and what game is coming up, the next game coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a good time. And then in the off season, we'll come up with something because we're not gonna do the history again. We've already done that. We've pretty much hit all the aspects of the history of the team through the years. So let's see. 8 o'clock. Yeah. I told Chris for happy belated 4th of July. Yeah, I mean, I sent him a message. He hasn't even read it yet. Getting it together, won't listen in the background. Awesome, man. Ardell, what's going on, man? Tom Flores. Well, Tom's in, so that's a bonus. Yeah, I figured, why the hell not? I mean, it makes sense. We were going to do a Hall of Fame show anyway. What's up, Raph? We were going to do a Hall of Fame show anyway at some point, so I figured might as well just do it that Saturday before before the Hall of Fame game, and well, it'll be after the Hall of Fame game before they do the induction and shit. So I figured do it that weekend. So I'm looking forward to finishing up the history on the team. We might incorporate a couple of skill positions together, because we got to do special teams too. I definitely want to do special teams, so that'll include punters, kickers, long snappers, and the return men through the years. I'm not going to go that far into it beyond. It's so dead out there. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Anything going on? All I gotta say is the name Otto, and Jack will want to start talking about Jim Otto. I'll be on here for 3 hours. You know what? Fuck it. Nope, that's not it. That's not what I wanted. Let me see if I want to try this out because this is new on here. Let's see. Fuck it. I posted the link up. Anybody wants to come in, come on in. Yeah, I'll tell you. You know what it is? It's just you got to get used to the time. And that was when we played today. The first game we played today was only the second game that we ever played on that because about a week or so ago he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, do you want to try the new, no, I forget what version it was, but whatever version of Tecmo Bowl. It was like the next evolution after the Super One that we play all the time. So we gave it a shot, and it wasn't that great. It was kind of, I didn't like it. I really didn't like that one, that Tecmo. So then we were playing around and I said, let's try a baseball game for the hell of it. So we tried the baseball. It was fun as shit. The two of us we were just sitting in the studio playing it back and forth. We were laughing our ass off playing it. I'm like, all right, I think we need to do this as a stream. I think this will be extremely entertaining and fun. So we went in and, obviously we had planned for the last few days to do this, but schedules just weren't working out. So we decided to do it today. So today was like the first time we were getting hits in the game, So the game is so much fun now. It's just that timing with the ball when it's coming in. You just got to hit that sweet spot. How close does Mark Van Egan live near to you? I can about 25 minutes, if that. It's a small ass state, man. You can drive through the southernmost tip of the state to the northernmost tip and be 45-minute total, and you're through the state. Yeah, so he's only about 20. He's one town south of Providence. He lives in a town called a city called Cranston. So he's about 25 minutes from my house. Just straight shot right down the highway from here. What's up, Rosetown? How you doing, brother? Because he was getting pissed after every swing and miss. Yeah. Dude, you should have seen the two of us when we played it last week for the first time. We were almost pissing our pants. It was so goddamn funny. Who cares about Major League Baseball? When's that game? Tomorrow? A cool baseball game in Sacramento with San Fran. What do you mean in Sacramento? Oh, the A's. What is that? Where the A's are playing right now? They're playing in Sacramento. You can't drive across the. No, I know it. Christ, 45 minutes. Good Lord, it. Again, I've been to California a few different times, and I had relatives that lived down in San Diego, and they think nothing of it driving 2 hours to go to LA. And this is back in the 80s, driving 2 hours to go to LA for, to go to a club for the night. So that's why it's when people from California come out this way and you tell them, oh, it's 45 minutes. Oh, that's nothing. I mean, for me, that's nothing too. I don't get like some people around here. Some people around here, if you can't get somewhere inside of 20 minutes to a half hour, they lose their shit. They start talking about, well, I got to make sure I got this. I got to pack this with me. It's like, what the you going a half hour to an hour down the road? Oh, they're playing in the Giants AAA stadium. I get it. I got it. That's cool. Let's see. Oh, Jack, that means I got to send it to you in an email. You're such a pain in the ass. Hang on. I'm not going to be on long, Jack, so don't be long winded. All right, Jack, I sent it to you in an email. Anyone else that wants to come in, it's in the chat. So if you're on your phone, it may not come up on your phone, but if you're on a computer, you should still be able to click on it because I know I can go to my computer and see it. Did you get the email, Jack? Ooh. Hey, what's up, Rundown? What's going on, man? Just chilling in here for a little bit, just playing around. Not going to be on for long tonight. There was no one on, so I figured, what the hell? There's still no one on right now, so I figured come in here for a little bit, see what trouble I can get into, see what people want to talk about. God knows there ain't much else to talk about. Just making sure everybody's still got all their 10 fingers after this week, after 4th of July. Nobody blew any digits off their hand. Nobody pulled a Pierre Paul. Hey, I'm here to play. I'm playing today. Fucking nubby. Jack, did you get that email or what? Let's go. We'll have all day. There he is. There you go.
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
What's going on?
Dude, how was your 4th of July weekend?
Good. I had a good time. Yeah, Fakasi, hang on. I forgot to send it to you, brother. I'm sorry. There you go.
Chilling with avocado, like playing Pecking Bowl?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I had a good day yesterday. my daughter and her husband went to his grandfather's house for the day up at the lake. And then my son and his wife and my two grandkids came and spent the day yesterday with my wife and I. They went to the parade early with my wife. I stayed home. I'm like, I don't do parades anymore. I'm done with
Dude,
parades.
you brought up some real shit, earlier in the chat. It's like with that warehouse catching on fire out here, the fireworks show, we went to another family. It's like, to hang out the whole day. It's like, we went boating, and it's like, came back and want to watch sunset, like watch the fireworks. Yeah, that fireworks show was canceled.
Oh, they canceled it because of that?
Yeah, it's like,
Is it
was like a main hub,
were
dude.
they shooting the fireworks? Were they shooting the fireworks off near the warehouse itself? Is that what they were going to be doing?
I don't know. It's still an investigation. It's like, I posted in the chat, I'm like, some 18-year-old kids, like, got my son, my youngest one, 20. It's like he got a job. It's like, and then he loses his life, and like 6 other people. It's like, what the hell happened with that crap, dude? You know what I mean? So
That's
God
insane.
bless all those families. It's like, that's craziness.
That's
It's like
ridiculous.
So I watched fireworks, like after going boating, like, the people in the neighborhood, they were doing their fireworks. We're sitting in the back of the boat. So on like, a positive note. So that was kind of fun.
I didn't go anywhere yesterday. Like I said, I don't do parades anymore. It doesn't interest me.
I did one of those too.
I don't even go to fireworks. My wife went with my son and our granddaughter Thursday night to go to the fireworks. I don't even do that unless I'm out and someone says, "Hey, there's fireworks over here. Can we watch them?" Yeah, okay. But if I'm home, I ain't going out for that shit. It's just not me anymore. Fireworks, it just doesn't excite me. Sorry.
Yeah, that's when I got out of the fireworks. When my kids were like, you spend like $150 on fireworks, and like, oh, it's boring, Dad. It's boring. So I'm like, okay.
Well, around here in this state, we can't even. I mean,
$50. I'm like, then I'm not going to spend any more money on that.
Yeah, you can go to New Hampshire and buy the real, the real legit shit. They set up tents around here and they sell fireworks, but it's all that ground stuff, the stuff that doesn't go any further than like, this far off the ground. You can't even buy Roman candles in this state. It's lame.
Yeah, that's what they're doing in California too, Jeff.
Lame shit.
I get it. It's like, that's what they're doing in California. So my son, he drives up to Nevada, my youngest one, 20 years old, goes up to Nevada and gets mortars. He's like, oh hey, Dad,
Oh, I fired those off before. I got 2 mortars sitting. I got the tubes. The mortars still sitting in my garage.
You know what they pass on July 1st in California? If you get caught doing that, it's a $10,000 fine.
Really? What, lighting off fireworks?
No, doing a mortar. Anything that's like really off the ground, it's like $10,000 fine. So it's like, oh my God, you're killing me, kid.
When I was out in California back in the 80s, we were down in El Cajon, which is, just outside of San Diego. That's where my cousins live. So we stayed at their house down the end of their street. Because El Cajon's up in kind of like a little bit of a mountainous area. Down the end of their street, there was like a parking spot. It was just open, cleared area. And you're overlooking the downtown San Diego area. And we went there and we just watched the fireworks that people were lighting off. But then there were also sections of the city that was having like actually legit fireworks shows. Dude, I'm telling you, we're sitting there watching this, and they were just, the whole city was just fire. You didn't even have to turn your head. You just look straight ahead, and you're seeing the whole field of view in front of you of the fireworks. The entire city looked like it was under attack. There were just fireworks going off everywhere. I've never seen, even to this day, I've never seen anything like it. It was just so awesome to watch. I was like, good Lord.
Man, I get that. Like, coming from like, the Bay Area to like, in between Sacramento to going up to like a small country town, farming town in Yuba City.
Yeah.
And they go off, dude. It's like, it's like a war zone. It's like, I was like, man, good for you guys. you hear the sirens going off, sheriffs, police cars, fire engines. There was no fires or anything like that, but it's like they're all going off. It's like good for you guys. Like, that's good old American, fireworks. But
Well,
man,
like I said earlier, I said, whatever happened to 4th of July just being like, parades, hang with your family and friends all day and have a cookout and then fireworks at night. Now it's like all these riots and protests and all this other bullshit. And it's like, good Lord. Adele, you're
no,
right too about I don't like going to crowds in the first place. It's a mixture of things for me. It's years in the fire service and seeing what that's like. And I used to work as a bouncer part time at night years ago, and
oh, Ardell, I,
I
I get,
I hate
I
crowds.
get what you're saying, dude. I get what you're saying. Ardell, like, must have grew up like in the same neighborhoods that I did. Cause like, Pleasant Hill,
Yeah,
Concord, Walnut Creek. Yeah, I get it.
Diablo Valley College, he said in
Yeah.
Valhalla.
DVC, Ardell. So this was really cool. First time I ever saw Metallica was at DVC before they were known. Like,
Yeah,
they're playing, if you know Ardell, I know you know DVC, then they're playing by the pond. And I'm walking to go to work out and lift weights. And they're out there playing. I'm like, oh, these guys are good. But I want to be tardy at the same time and I'm getting in trouble. So,
yeah.
so Ardell, what high school did you go to? I'm curious. Because there's no Valhalla High, which is a pretty cool name. It was a Natia Valley High. But
What's up, Anthony? What's going on, brother? Tristan, we get back to you?
so Jeff, in my neighborhood, like, which is cool for my kids, they have a parade. So there's a fire station literally like within like two blocks from my house, and they always pull out a fire truck. And then they get all the old cars out there, the Chevelles, the Ford Mustangs, the 65s, like the 70s. And they do a parade, and then like they get a fucking 1,000 kids. I'll have to show you a picture of the kids behind the scenes, like, just a ton of little kids riding their bikes behind it. So it's really cool that, my community does that, which is created like straight bonds, like, with the kids. So when they
Yeah.
grow up, they grow up together. So
You said YV. Is that Yuba Valley?
no, Ardell, it's Ardell. It's not Valhalla High. So I don't think you went there, bro.
He said right next to College Park High.
No, it went right next to De La Salle. So De La Salle was like one of the biggest, high schools in the
I
country
think one of the top football teams ever, football schools ever. Yeah, high school.
ever.
Right?
I played against a Monty Toomer, who was like, the New York Giants all-time leading receiver, and then Aaron Taylor, who went to Notre Dame, which is my favorite college. Well, actually, I played against him. Man, he stoned me, dude. Stoned me like a brick wall. And it's like he went to Notre Dame, gave up no sacks at Notre Dame. It was like the number 4 draft pick overall for the Green Bay Packers when they played the Donkeys. No, Ardell. Sorry. I will admit that would be a pretty cool, like, high school names like
What's up,
Valhalla High.
Diesel? What's up, brother? So what'd you do yesterday? Nothing.
No, I mean, I had a full day. Like, I saw that parade, and then afterwards, I went with like one of my, that picture that you see. I've sent it to you. It's like, that Niners poster, Howie Long poaching,
Yeah, I've seen it.
Joe Montana in the face. So my friend, who's a Niners fan, I grew up with them. Our dads went to high school together, and I went boating with them afterwards. So after the parade, went boating, stayed
Did you
over
go out on
there.
the bay or on a lake?
No, we went on a lake. So I had a great day. So what'd you do, Jeff?
Told you I didn't do a goddamn thing.
Well, that's a
I left. Let's see. When was the last time I physically left the house?
Oh, dude. You got to think
Wednesday?
about it.
I think Wednesday. And that was just to run to the store, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's all I did. No, actually, I take that back. Thursday, because I drove my wife down to the high school because my son was already there with my granddaughter. So I drove her down there and dropped her off so she could be with them to watch the fireworks. And then I came right home. What's up, Rafa?
Hey, how's it going, Jeff,
Hey.
Jack?
Diesel,
Raph,
thank
what's
you.
up, dude?
Thank you for the super chat, Diesel. He says, much love to my brother Jeff. Keep spreading the Raider family love. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Hey, Raph, I hope you had a good 4th of July, bro.
Oh, that was really amazing right now because, well, yesterday I just had.
What are you celebrating it for?
Why wouldn't he?
Oh,
If you're
I'm
an
kidding.
American,
Go ahead.
no, that was amazing. But between photo like this one, I just realized that today I just cut my own hair, and there's no long hair. There's like short hair. Yeah, you can see like all around for the difference.
Nobody will know what this is, but Jack, maybe did he use a Flowbee? Remember those things?
oh my God, I don't need a Flowbee, bro. Look at this.
I mean, neither.
That's why I always wear hats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Diesel, I gotta get some new hats, man. I need something.
Hey, Raph, you're even getting more popular. Like, when Sacktown and I went down to Bakersfield and we saw your picture with Sweet James on billboards for like 100 miles. Like, even Gravy is like going, man, it's like 100 miles the other direction. Now it's on commercials in Sacramento. Dude, you are like super popular now, bro.
Oh, yeah, it is.
There he is, Sweet James. So,
yeah,
Diesel,
the Sweet James.
You said your dad had. You talking about a Flowbee in the box? That's insane. If you still
What's
have
up,
one of
Titan?
those things.
Hey, how's it going, Dixon?
Dixon, he did it himself too. Look at that. And the bangs aren't fucked. Oh, what that? Whoa. Turn to your left.
I will say this. Rolf has better hair. Like Sweet James getting older now, so I see some gray. In the billboards, like they eliminated the gray, but Rob's got better hair. And I am jealous about that.
Brand new in the box. That's insane, dude. I don't even think they still. I'm sure they don't make those damn things anymore. I can't.
Ardell. I gotta say this to you, bro. It's not Valhalla High. It's Ignacio Valley High. So your sister went to College Park, which is cool. My best friend went to College Park. So Frost Street from DBC. Oh my God. I'd watch even my best friend's daughter play lacrosse at College Park. So I think that's cool. You're a Bay Area guy, dude.
Hey, make sure you guys get over to Chris's channel. Give him those thumbs up, please. He's not here tonight. I haven't heard from him all day. Messaged him, haven't heard anything. But I'm a nice guy, and I figured I would still stream to his show, his channel. Take care of my guy.
Yeah,
I was in middle school next to College Park and across the street.
Yeah, Ardell, check out on Contra Costa Boulevard. It's called Mexican Burrito, dude. It's a hole in the wall place, but man, the food is good, bro. Ignacio.
I was watching. There's this streamer I've been watching lately. This fucking guy's shows are ridiculous. It's so good. He's called Portland Andy. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. What he does is he restreams other people's live streams, but he puts them all up at the same time on one screen. So he'll be streaming stuff from, say, New York City if there's a protest going on, stuff from LA, Portland, Oregon, He'll have stuff from, say, down in Florida, because there was something on there last night from Florida. He had Fresno with those house fires. He had somebody that was there streaming that live. He had that listed up. They had a motorcycle or a moped chase through LA last night. He had that on there. He's got the helicopters when they televise from the helicopter. He's got that on it. Dude, it's fucking awesome. His show is so much fun to watch. I've been hooked on him for the last, I don't know, 3-4 weeks now, probably almost a month. It's so wild to watch, because you're seeing all this in front of you on a big full screen, and they'll have like 8 different, some cases like 7 or 8, things going on. It's, oh my god, it's insane, absolutely insane.
I do have sorry to get off topic, because Ardell is like, I know he's Bay Area, like, where I grew up. Ardell, what year did you graduate? My best friend in the world is a guy named Steve Heibel from College Park. Sounds like he went to College Park. So do you know him? It's one of the, 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, those floods down there, man, the Texas floods, those are ridiculous. All those little kids that got killed too, and that's just horrible. What's up, Ern? Raiders are reportedly interested in Mike Hilton.
What's up, Ern?
What's up, Nate?
Hey, how's it going, Nate?
So what year was that, Ardell? What year did you go to the YV?
I think he's gonna.
He said it was only for 1 year. I don't know what year it was. 93.
So Jeff, here's 93. Okay, that's before my time. So here's the thing, like in Nature Valley.
What do you mean after your time?
No, he was before my time.
Oh,
if he went during 93.
Oh no, wait! I apologize. I'm sorry. 93. He was after my time. I went there in 89. So what separates YV? So Ardell knows this. What separates the 2 high schools is a creek. They're that close. It's like that's the only thing you can have is a creek. You can throw rocks at each other. What's up, Auntie?
What's up, on 6? What's up, man? What up, Piano? Where's Chris? His contract expired early and he became a free agent. Yeah, I got a 2-for-1 deal. I traded away Chris and I got a Raffer and a Jack Kenner. I think I lost out on that one. I don't know.
Oh, you improved, bro. So Ardell, my sister graduated, like she's younger than me. I'm 89, she's 91. Ellie Pickford, like, the Messinos, like, if you went to De La Salle for 3 years, then you must know the Messinos. The Messinos guys, so like they were like the richest family, like their construction company. Their house is like on a hill, like it's a flipping mansion. I went there for like, my girlfriend, Ellie Pickford's like, from Condalay. It's like,
Does your wife know about this girlfriend?
No, this is before I met my wife, bro. I just like the fact that it's like cool to talk to someone who like grew up in the Bay Area. It's like, who knows it.
Just a reminder, because there's a few more people in the chat now. Just want to remind everybody, Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, I'm doing a live show with Little Raider, his mom and dad, Devin and Jolie. So it's just going to be myself and the family doing a probably about an hour-long live show. So make sure you guys tune in for that. It's going to be a good one. I'm giving them that platform so they can get their story out there about Little Raider and, what's been going on with him and how he's been doing. So it's going to be a good show. So make sure you guys check it out. Then at 10:30 Eastern, I'm going back on live again Anybody that's a black hole member, you might want to be making sure you watch that one. Leo and I are on the ground level of this starting up. It's going to be a black hole podcast show. So,
Oh, Jeff, you got to reach out to
sponsored by the black
Mikey.
hole. Who?
Sorry, Mikey doesn't like me calling him Mikey. He likes him call him Sacktown or Mike. So reach out to Mike in Hellraiser. He told me some stories, so reach out to him, bro. I know you know him. You're his brother.
We're keeping this very low key to start. So.
And Captain Jack too. Bring Captain Jack out there as well.
No. We'll see. I don't know what the plan is as far as who's going to be involved and what's going to be going on with it. 15 days until the Chargirls and Lionesses in the Hall of Fame. Really? It's already that fast? No, 15 days for that game?
No, hold on a minute.
No.
No, I don't think it's going to be 15 days. I'm going to just count it out.
Hey, Ardell, that's facts, bro. He always forgives me, though, bro. Mike, or I always want to say Mikey. Because my nephew's Mikey. My brother is Mikey. So I always want to call him my brother. So I have a hard time stopping and calling him just Mike.
Diesel, I'll just correct that one. There was almost an amount away. It's going to be on July 31. So that means...
That's 4.5 weeks from now.
Yeah, 4.5 week. Yeah.
Right, 4.5 week. If we do...
Yeah, that's July 31.
QBs, wide receivers, remember... Oh, shit, man. Fuck, we should have started that today then. So if we do tight ends and wide receivers.
Oh, there's my boy right there.
Shit.
There's my boy, OG. What's up, Dos Pandeos, brother?
Hey, how's it going, OG?
Dude, me and OG are going to do a kayaking trip at some point.
I'll put you old guys down to the bottom. Can't hear you.
Damn it.
Oh.
Yeah, bring him on, dude. Bring on OG.
He's right next to you.
This damn
I'm sorry. I'm on my phone, so I'm looking at the chat. I'm not looking at you ugly mugs.
Oh my God.
But they're right there. That's my friend. My boy.
This damn headset thing I gotta do, that's bullshit. But hey, how you doing, guys?
What's up?
Hey, what's good, OG?
Hey, OG, you have a good 4th of July, bro?
Yeah, I did nothing. Let's see. Jeff, how you doing, brother?
Good, and you? What's going on?
Good. Little brother Rafa, how's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going, OG? Salute to y'all.
One of my favorite pendejos. And then we got the senile old man. Jack Kenna, the other pendejo.
There you go.
Of Dos Pendejos. Anyway. Nah, man, just been watching stuff. See, here's the thing. I lost my vision for 16 months. I missed pretty much the season and a bunch of months afterwards. And got my eyesight back in late April. So I missed the draft, I missed the trades, I missed all that crap. And I've been catching up on stuff and going, what do we got here? This guy Dante, wide receiver we drafted.
DC.
Dante Thornton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al Davis would have been proud of that.
Dude, no, Al Davis would have been shocked at that because not only is he 6'5", he's a 4.3 speed receiver who can run routes. And everybody's like, oh, he can't run routes. That's why he fell to the 4th round. Well, wrong. If you look at his tape before he got to Tennessee, in
What's up,
Oregon, this boy could run routes, all the trees. Then you're looking at Genty. Of course, Genty's a given. Okay. But then there's this defender we picked up in the draft, Porter.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's no joke. And also, people are overlooking the defender we picked up in free agency. We got corners, bro. Everybody's like, oh, corners are the weak spot. Shut up. Corners are not our weak spot at this point. And who's running the corners? Pete Carroll. He's a corner whisperer. You're going to get shocked and awed by how devastating we're going to be to the NFL. I'm starting to buy in like 110% because I'm looking and researching and looking at all these players going, oh my God. And then we got another guy named Peggies or something like that. JJ Peggies?
JJ
Pegues.
Peggies. Okay.
Pegues.
Yeah, Turf, we got to talk
Peggies.
about that, brother, because we got stuff there on Thursday
That's a
night.
two-way player, right?
Oh, brother.
Okay. But here's the thing. There's another two-way player.
OG, hold on a second. Hold on. Turf, thank you, my brother. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate you very much, man. Thank you.
Turf, dude. Good to see you, bro.
Those were given off to, let's see, Ern from Westside Media, East Coast Gridiron, Dowd, Pigs, and Jackie Grubbs.
Pigs.
Special thanks to my guy, Turf, Ultimate Raider Fan 32. Thanks, brother. But real quick, we do need to talk. I need to talk with you if you're coming up here on Thursday. Are you staying in Boston? Because if you're staying in Boston, Thursday night, I'm going up to Boston because I'm meeting a few guys from California that are coming out. We're going to go out to dinner, a whole bunch of us, and then we're going to hit a cigar lounge right near there, too.
Who's coming up from the CA to see you?
Huh?
Who's coming up to Boston from California?
As of right now, actually, Nate's going to be up there, too, so Nate will be with me that night. But Will from Silver and Black podcast, Mike and his crew from Raiders Against the World, they're going to be up in the Boston area. They're staying up there, so there's going to be a bunch of them up there.
Is that the same time when Cam's going to come out and visit you?
I don't know when he's coming up. I don't know what's going on with. I haven't talked to Cap about that now in a few weeks, so I need to find out what he's doing as far as that goes. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time, man. I cannot freaking wait. Hopefully, Monday I'll be getting on the phone with the liquor distributor again. I got so much going on with that. It's just basically that's consuming my day because all the attention's going on that Saturday night party. So the only one that I know of out of the core group of the super fans, I'll call them right now, that are part of the promotional stuff for the Black Hole. Like there's Gorilla, there's the Violator, there's Senior Raider, and then there's Our Lady of Raider Nation. She's the only one that I know of that's definitely coming out here for it. So I don't know if Gorilla's coming. I don't know if Wayne's coming. I did ask him last week when I interviewed him on the show. He's still not 100% positive yet. And I don't know if Senior Raid is coming out. But I know there's a bunch coming, though. That's all I've been getting is text messages, emails, Instagram messages, Facebook messages, you name it. I mean, I have to keep my phone plugged in. The other day, my phone was down to like 10%, and it never gets that low because I'm never using it that much like that. But my God, the amount of phone calls I've had too in the last week and two.
That will be an amazing show, Jeff. I mean,
I can't wait, man. I can't
wait. You know, this boy right here is a historian. I'm a historian, and I know Cap's a historian. And if you get all those guys together, that will be a historic show. I hope everyone in Raider Nation, pass the word on for that, because that will be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
You're talking about Tuesday night?
Well, if you get all this old school, G fam,
The Tuesday night,
old school players, like
Tuesday
man,
night show is just the presidents right now. It's just going to be a core group that's going to be the actual show guys. But that's strictly like sponsored or being promoted by the Black Hole itself. It's a new project basically that we're working.
nice.
I'm trying not to interrupt this with Raiders talk, but
No, good for it.
let's talk about players.
Which
Who
one?
was the guy? Who was the number one pick in the NFL in the draft?
This year,
Yeah,
it was Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Cam
who was
Ward.
number two?
I don't even remember.
That was a trade. Like
It was a guy from
the wide receiver.
Colorado, right? Who Shador Sanders was throwing to, right? He plays both sides of the ball. He plays wide receiver, also plays
Travis
corner.
Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter,
Let's go over some numbers. Ready?
What's up, Coach?
Travis, his PFA or PPA or whatever these people are called, PFA ranking for what's it called? Quarterback completions against him, right? 40%. 40. That's really good, right? He was number 2 in the whole draft. You know who's number 1? Porter, 8%. We grabbed. Guess who the steal of the draft was?
Just gonna say Porter.
Quarterbacks are not throwing his way because they regret the pick sixes.
Well, that's the whole. That's the
interceptions.
same scenario that we fell into with Nnamdi Asamoah. Everybody's like, "Well, he didn't get a lot of interceptions." Yeah, no shit, because nobody would throw towards him because he's that good.
Exactly.
That's when you know, and especially if it's a cornerback that lasts in the league for a while. That's how you know he's good. It's not so much because he gets like 40 interceptions. If he gets none, but he's played every single game and never missed a beat, that's because nobody threw that way.
But
granted, once he went to Philly, they put him in a different system, and he just wasn't the same.
But if the number 2 overall pick creates a 40 rating for a quarterback, right? And they don't want to throw to a guy like that. We got in a 4th round pick, got a guy who's number not 40, 8. Your quarterback rating is 8 throwing against this guy. We picked up a steal, a phenomenon that's better than the number 2 overall pick in the 4th round.
3rd round. 3rd.
Whatever. It wasn't a number 2 overall pick.
No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
We got something better later round. And now you got Besh, who's our 2nd pick, who's playing with the number 2s. And we got
Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon, number 4.
Number 4 is it. This ain't a bold take. This is a real take. These are numbers. Okay. We got a better wide receiver than Jack Besh in the 4th round. That we got so many steals under this. The Raiders should be considered like the city of thieves. we stole all kinds of shit in this draft. A lot more impact players for the first 5 rounds than most teams will get in their first 2.
I agree. I mean, Al Davis would be so proud. Get Dante Thornton in the 4th round. I mean, we've heard this a million times over. That's an Al Davis pick. You know, I bet you Al Davis probably would have taken that kid probably, you know, in the 1st round.
Well, Al Davis took a guy named Cliff Branch, who was an undrafted free agent.
But we got Betch in the 2nd round, not the
Right.
Bet-
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the
Yeah.
2nd.
Right, but Thornton came later, and he was the better deal because Besh is playing with the 2s, and Thornton's playing with the 1s. Al Davis got an undrafted free agent named Cliff Branch. I don't know if you know who that is. Number
No
20.
clue. Never heard of him.
Oh, gee, we've never heard of him.
Kills, yes.
Hall of Famer, undrafted. Al Davis could do this stuff. Now we can start doing this stuff again. Finally.
You know, it's a funny story about Cliff Branch, number 21. You know, I'm not going to say my story.
No, number 20, but go ahead.
20.
21.
No,
But it's
20.
Like, who was Cliff Branch's roommate? Who was Cliff Branch's roommate?
Bob
when we came to
Boomer
the race?
Brown.
No,
No.
it was Mark Davis. Mark Davis
Oh, yeah,
and Cliff Branch were
yeah.
roommates.
You're right. Best friends.
Huh? Oh, okay.
No, Bob Boomer Brown was Willie Brown's roommate. Never mind. Okay.
I thought that, you know, not many people know that. Man, the owner, Mark Davis, and Cliff Branch were roommates. It's like
And
not
best
many people
friends.
know that.
Yeah, but they were also best friends.
They were. And you know what? It honestly, like with Cliff Branch, it's like it took Cliff Branch till year number 3 to get it. So
Yep.
that's why I'm hoping, like, you know, with like a Tyree Wilson, year number 3, like, you know, these guys, year number 3. If we just gave up on these players, like I believe you never give up on a player that's on a rookie contract because of Cliff Branch. Because at the time, Cliff Branch didn't get it, but year number 3, he got it.
You want another example of that? You want another example of that?
Oh,
Colton Miller. First year, every Raiders fan wanted him beheaded and drawn and quartered. Year 2, they're like, yeah, he's okay. Year 3, everybody's like, why ain't he in the Pro Bowl? He's the best damn left tackle in football. Well, let the player develop. That's what I'm calling for with our what's that guy? Defensive Tyree Wilson.
Oh.
Give him this year. Give him this year. And see.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Give him this year. If you don't step up, gone. But I have a feeling he's going to step up.
So you know, gee, like, you know, let's go back, you know, when the Niners and the Raiders had the same record and we had to do point flip. And the Raiders lost it and they got McGlinchey. And then after, like, his contract was up, he left. He's in Denver. He's the right tackle for Denver. And then we took the pick and we traded back for a 3rd and a 5th rounder to move back 5 spots. And we got Colton Miller. What a great pickup! And we got a 3rd and a 5th rounder. Now we need to extend that contract right now.
All right, Alpha Causey.
What's AR?
When are you gonna get your life together, mate?
Is it cold? Is it cold in Australia right now?
Australia? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's the middle of winter there.
No, it's not. I'm in the States. Can't you hear my accent? No.
Hey,
it's the middle of winter in Australia.
Well,
dude.
if you're gonna live in the United States, you better learn how to play baseball better.
Man,
Was my voicemail working?
So AR, look at my uncle who got the Silver Star in the Korean War. He married a gal from Australia. And I remember, like, when I was a kid, you got to go the tip. You got to go the tip. Take
Jack
this out
likes
the tip.
The tip.
Well, I mean, takes it out to the
likes
garbage.
tip.
That. How do you guys call it? Trash cans. So you
What?
Right?
The hell?
No, it's a tip. It's like you got to take it out. You take out the garbage.
Oh,
take out the trash.
Take out the trash. Wait.
It's the middle of winter in Australia. It's July.
Sorry, was my voice mod working? I was trying to
It was.
an American
You were
voice.
different. You definitely
All
had
right,
a
cool.
different sound.
What's going on, gang? How are you?
Yeah.
Gourd.
Pretty slow on the Raider side of things.
Yeah.
Of course, it's slow on every NFL thing. We don't have a damn thing to talk about until training camp, and that's another couple of weeks away.
Hey,
Yeah,
OG, I have something for you.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember when you were talking to us about how you said that Derek Carr was going to come back and play for the Raiders? Remember that?
No, what I said was Mark Davis told him, we did you wrong and we want you back, but I didn't say as a quarterback. He just wanted him to come back to be with Raider Nation.
That's not what you said. But I'll give you a pass.
Oh, show the receipts then, damn it. Show the receipts.
Remember it was that live we
He's not
shared
going to play
with Ben.
for anybody. He's not going to play
We shared with
anybody.
Ben, and he said he because of what he said that he's going to come back and play for the Raiders. You did say that.
No, I said he wants him to come back and rep for the Raiders, not play. Okay, show the receipts. If I'm wrong, I'll admit.
I can remember vividly. We were on the panel with Ben, and you were debating it heavily with him, and you were debating it with me that like once he's finished with the Saints, he was going to come back and play for the Raiders.
He can't go nowhere. He can't go nowhere. He can't even retire with the Raiders because of his contract. He's still got a year left on his contract. Also, my wife and I were reminiscing today, Afakazi, on one of your videos from a few years back.
Go ahead, Chip.
My air conditioner was the damn filter was clogged. It was going.
I remember the one.
And you made this video. Everybody being electrocuted with little lightning bolts.
What's up, Houston?
Over that video, and I damn near pissed myself laughing. And I was like, wow,
I remember that.
That was a great video. And it was just like
because what happened was like after the video, because we went live and OG had his air conditioner and it was making this real loud buzzing noise, like
because I needed to clean the filter. Yep.
Right. But while we were live, me and Aunt, we kept like mimicking that we're getting like electrocuted,
and then the next day he puts out a video of those clips with electrical bolts hitting everyone. They're all getting electrocuted. No. You had caffeine flying out of my nose laughing because I'm drinking my coffee watching this goddamn video. It was hilarious. And I'm like, oh shit, they got me.
I remember that.
Did you see the one that Afakasi was
No,
in
that's
today?
one of my
OG?
favorite videos you ever did.
Oh, gee, did you see the video that he was in today?
No, I was.
Earlier
I'll share it. I'll share the screen. It's only a 20-second clip. It's not that long. Don't spoil it, Jeff.
Yeah, share it. Yeah, that's cool.
Just give me a minute. I'll find it right now.
No, but Afakazi, me and my wife were talking about that today. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's all good, Jeff. It's all good.
I
remember that. I do
know why.
It's funny.
The AC started acting a little funny and making slight noises, and I told my wife, I was like, "Oh shit, Afakazi is going to make another video of everybody getting electrocuted if I don't freaking clean this thing. And she started laughing. She goes, "Oh my God, I remember the video. That was great." You know, and we were laughing our asses off again about that video. And it was, dude, what you did was epic.
It was funny. I remember that live.
It was
Good times.
hilarious. So,
Hang on, I'll
Jack,
just find the clip.
we doing the American River?
We're doing it, brother. When you come out
It's a
his way,
multi-day trip. In about, I'm starting to save up now to buy gear for my trip here. I'm gonna do a few other trips, the American River trip, but then I'm gonna do a Missouri River and a Mississippi River trip. And I'm going to paddle those rivers.
so are you buying a 1-man canoe or a 2-man canoe?
At first, I'm going to start with renting a damn canoe from an outfitter while I save up. The canoe I want, unfortunately, is super expensive. It's a $4,500 canoe. It's carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember
And-
we talked like 28 pounds, right?
Yeah. 28-pound canoe. And I'm going to do a paddle trip on the Congaree River here locally, which I'm going to do in the next year or two, depending on how long you save up for gear. I've figured out what I'm going to do for shelter and all these other things. I get this list stacked up, and I just got to buy it a little piece at a time, because I'm also preparing for the future. So I'm stacking $120 worth of silver a month and making sure I'm putting away emergency fund. I'm just trying to budget, but I'm buying myself some little toys once a month, and I'm going to start paddling rivers here in the U.S. And then when I'm done with my Mississippi River trip, which is going to be a 70 to 90 day trip, you start in Minnesota and paddle to New Orleans. After that, there's some Canadian rivers I want to hit. And then there's one more before I die, Patagonia. And Rafa,
Yes.
you know where Patagonia is. One of the most beautiful places on earth.
You're talking about that place in America, right?
Gord?
Oh yeah.
That place somewhere out in the fields.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah, over
Yeah.
there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there.
Hey,
What?
Phil, I'll
I
say
know.
this. OG is like serious about this. Before it was like, a sailboat. He's going to sail around, like,
You
come
look
out
like a hog.
white, like we're going to sailboating.
Feel like a
But
big boy.
He looked up the American River, which is literally like 2 blocks from my house. He's like, let's flip and go all the way from Sacramento to San Francisco.
North of Sacramento, there's a reservoir that's the
Yeah, that place. That's
beginning-
exactly where I was talking about.
Yeah.
the beginning of the
So, Jack, if you
American
wake up
River.
with a condom sticking out of your ass, you gonna say anything?
No, dude, I live.
No.
My
All right,
son,
man.
my son's
Jack,
high school. Wait, pause. My son's high school was literally 100 yards from the American River, which is what OG wants to do.
mhm.
I said joke with my son, like, are you going to use your locker for books, or are you going to put all your fishing in there and go bass fishing? Because bass ponds, and then you got salmon, you got stripers, like literally 100 yards from his high school.
So I have a question, Jack. You go on a camping trip. You wake up the next day and your ass is sore, right? Are you going to tell
I don't even
anybody
know if I
about
like
that?
this one. If my ass is sore, well,
Mhm. You pass out drunk.
If my ass was sore from a camping trip, that means I didn't bring it.
If you pass out drunk and the next morning you wake up, your ass is sore. Are you gonna tell anyone?
What does that get me? Either way, tell someone. Don't tell anyone. If I don't wipe my ass very well, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, OG?
You want to go camping, sweetheart?
Man, okay, you're not going to camp with me now. Guys, I gotta go. My sister had surgery today. She's calling me right now. I gotta go. Bye.
All right. Good luck, Jack.
Okay, have a good one, Jack.
Hang on. That's a serious matter. Good luck.
What happened?
He said his sister's calling from surgery.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah. We're right over your heads. No, good luck, Jack.
yeah.
No, we're look. Sorry, sister had the surgery, but come on, that's a funny joke. I don't give a damn who you are, and you'll use it. Don't lie to me.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh my God, my throat is-
How you feeling after that baseball game today?
Look,
Dude, we were talking. I don't know if you listened from the beginning. We were talking about that because Jack asked something about Tecmo Bowl, and I said, I said that this was like about a week or so ago. You and I played that baseball game for the first time, and the two of us were laughing our ass off as we were playing it because it was a fun game. When we were trying it out. And then it seemed like the second and the third game today, we were finally figuring out, like, getting the timing down. We were actually getting hits, whereas when we first played it, my God, I think the only reason I scored a run was because you loaded the bases with hitting my batters constantly for like 4 batters in a row. And I even got a run that way. So I was like, good Lord.
Yeah, I was just messing around with it, but like GG's with you. You beat me twice, I beat you once. Like it was a good fun change of pace with things. So yeah, like we decided to do something different this morning for you guys. Play some baseball, and we had a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, is there anything on the Raider side of things that's happening at the moment, or you guys want to talk about or address?
No, because
pretty slow.
Nothing's happening right now, man. We're waiting.
There's
for
nothing
camp.
official. There's no news. There's nothing official for now. Yeah, everything is gonna be like, yeah, that's really slow because it is like at the moment I had to go to the training camp coming up there. Yeah, it happens real slow coming up there.
For content creators, late June and early July is what they call the dead zone. You better have some kind of historic content or something else to bring up, because otherwise you don't have much to talk about until training camp begins. And that's not any fault of the content creator, but you got to have a plan, and it's maybe go to the history. Okay, just a fair suggestion. Because whatever's happening with the team right now, there's nothing happening. So it is delve into history part of the season for a couple more weeks before training camp starts. Now, once training camp starts, you'll have more content, news, people getting cut, all that stuff. But right now, there's a lot of content creators out there right now that are doing Raiders history. I started doing Raiders history, okay? But now there's a lot of other content creators out there doing it. Some are doing it pretty well. Some are doing it in a
Thank you, Adam.
crappy ass manner that's like, bitch, you don't even know the stats of this stuff. You're making shit up, pulling stuff out of your ass. Don't get me wrong. There's good and bad content creators. That's always the way it's been. There's some garbage out there. There's some good stuff out there. Not
What's up,
going to
Warren?
fault anyone or name any names, but there's some clowns who don't have all the history
That's all
stats.
this guy. Yeah.
No, there's guys out there that are like doing some really
No, that's what I'm talking about. The
content.
Raiders of Fortune game that Afakasi came up with. Him and Aunt Six do it. It's actually awesome.
Oh yeah, the game show.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I took away all credibility on that once Aunt didn't show up in a purple tuxedo. I was like, fuck that.
Thanks, OG. I appreciate your support.
When Afakasi, not Afakasi, when Raph is sitting straight on, looking straight at the camera, if his hair was blonde, wouldn't he look kind of like Johnny Bravo?
Kind of. I have a question for Jack, since we were talking about the Raiders of Fortune, and to your point, like that's what we've been doing. We've been doing this game show, and also we've been I for one have been learning on the fly, because I've had to go back and look at the history to get like the answers to some of the questions that I didn't know before my time, and it's been like enlightening and fun to be able to like learn new things. And one of the things I learned, and that stumped my panel when I asked them the question, I'm gonna ask you, OG Jack, just real quickly, since you're very proficient with the history, as you
right.
just...
But understand, in the 84 to 88, I was in the military and did a lot of deployments and missed a lot of stuff. Fair warning. There you go.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask you a question. One of the questions that I asked that actually surprised everybody. Who had the most regular season interceptions in the 80s? Was it Lester Hayes? Was it Val McElroy, or was it Mike Haynes?
It was both Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes. They were tied.
Nope. You're wrong. It was Van McElroy.
What?
Yeah.
McElroy. Or McElroy.
Oh man.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hayes and Haynes combined for 13 touchdowns each in one season. You're telling me McElroy got more than that?
More. I said the question was regular season interceptions in total for the Raiders during the course of the 80s. And no more, nothing further than that. I'm not talking about the 70s. I'm talking about the 80s specifically.
Okay. So now I'm going to have to Google that shit. But I remember the one season where Haynes and Hayes got 13 interceptions each, a lot of pick sixes, and it was glorious.
I can get the stats for you if you give me like two minutes.
You're good,
but
go for it.
It was a very surprising answer, and like because I had never heard of Van McElroy until
I've heard of Van McElroy, but go ahead, show me the numbers, man. I want to know the truth. I'm not a man who's about ego.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
a man who's like,
I'll tell you right now.
Just to give everybody an update.
Go ahead.
Just to give everybody an update, I just heard from Chris. I guess he must have got food poison or something he ate. He's been sick since yesterday, so he's okay. He's alive. He's good. So I did hear from him. He may pop on. I don't know. But just to let everybody know, Chris is A-okay. I feel better.
That's good.
Okay, I'm cool with that. If you can show me that stuff, I would learn. I'm not objective to learning. I'm like, well, no, I am objective to learning. I am like, let me see the numbers. Let me look it over. If you could prove me,
I've got it right now.
Good on
I've got
you.
it right
Good
now.
on you.
I've got it right now.
Show me.
I've got it right now. So to answer your question, Mike Haynes didn't have a season with 13 interceptions, and during the course of the 80s, he had 7, 11. 13, 15. So Mike Haynes had 18. between 82 and 89.
Mhm.
Lester Hayes had 24, 25, 20. Hang on. 16. I'm just counting now. 16, 20. So Lester Hayes had 28.
Mhm.
And Van McElroy had 31. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
During the 80s.
During the 80s, and I said regular season, not including playoffs.
Oh, okay. What about if you included playoffs? What would you have?
Lester Hayes would have more because he had how many? 8. So
Okay,
that
but
39
Mike.
plus 31 plus 8.
Okay, 39. So what would would Mike Haynes have in playoffs?
He only had 1 extra in the playoffs.
Nobody threw to him.
How many?
1 extra
1.
in the playoffs.
Okay. And McElroy had more than Haynes, but
In the regular season.
in the regular season. But if you took the regular season, the playoffs, Lester Hayes had more.
1, I think, by count. How many did I say he had? Sorry, okay, I'll count again.
You said last day he's had 8 more in the playoffs. Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I just forgot the number. I think 20. So 25 plus 8. So including
33.
playoffs, Lester Hayes had 33. Including playoffs, Van McElroy had 32. So it was close.
Close. But Lester had more. Van McElroy, I'm shocked because I thought Mike Haynes had more, but McElroy had a shit. And don't get me wrong, I watched McElroy play, and he was great. Okay, but come on, does Lester belong in the Hall of Fame? And don't do the stickum shit because everybody used stickum in that time.
Yeah, but nobody wore it like he did.
I'm not denying that Lester Hayes is all-time great Hall of Fame worthy. I'm just saying that, like, to your point, you know, go. You said to go learn your history, and that was something that, like,
right?
Because
But
he was
Mike,
a player. Hang on. He was a player that I'd never heard of. I'm gonna be
okay, but
honest.
Mike Haynes is in the Hall of
You didn't
Fame.
let me finish. God damn it!
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry about it, Jack. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying Mike Haynes is in the Hall of Fame. Everybody wore stickum. Every defender wore it. Now, did they bathe in it like Michael or like Lester Hayes? No, but he should be there, and so should Van McElroy.
Linnikoff used it a lot too.
What's Raider rule number 1?
Cheating's encouraged.
What's Raider rule number 2? OG Jack and Rafa.
See rule number 1.
Exactly.
See rule number 1.
Look, there's guys who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame on this fucking team. Phil Villapiano, Lester Hayes. Okay, everybody's like, oh, Alzado was banned because he admitted what everybody else in the NFL wouldn't admit. Come on, man. There are Raiders who deserve to be in. Okay.
Alzado will not get in the Hall of Fame. I'm telling
And that's
you right
well, they said Pete Rose won't get in the Hall of Fame, but guess what? He became eligible this year.
Yeah, but if you look at Alzado's career, his stats and his play, that's not enough for him to get in. I'm telling you.
Right, I was just going to say that, like, and I mean, I love Lyle Alzado, one of my favorite Raiders of all time. But for me, Alzado, like, as great as he was, I feel like there's other players that are more Hall of Fame worthy from a play perspective. For me, Alzado was more larger than life personality, as well as to go hand in hand with what he did on the field, which is what like brought him to the forefront. Much like with I mean, as great as Bo Jackson was, it wasn't like a long tenured career because of his injury, right? Otherwise, he would have been a surefire Hall of Fame. So same thing, I guess, applies with Bo Jackson with why he's not in the Hall of Fame, to my understanding, correct?
Okay, but Alzado did a lot of stuff off the field, including going to children's hospitals and bringing them stuffed toys and not alerting the media to it. He didn't get camera time because he just cared. Okay. Also, one of the nicest living humans on earth when you met him face to face, but on the field, be afraid of this fucking psychopath. Okay.
I'm not denying that.
He had, I'm sorry, Alzado is everybody has a favorite Raider. Alzado was mine. And when I first met him, I wanted to be all fanboy, like, oh my God, I met him at his own bar that he owned, okay, down the street from where I worked. And we just sat there talking shit at each other and having fun. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have brothers, but there's that one brother you just got to talk shit to.
I'm gonna let Kyle go.
That was what it was like.
Shit.
I was talking shit at Lyle Alzado in his own goddamn bar. I'm sitting there. There's nobody else in there but me and him. And I go, hey, man, how come you got this nightclub here in L.A.? Why don't you have any decent bouncers? And he looked at me and he started laughing. And then he flexed that fucking 19-inch fucking python of an arm. And like we talked shit at each other, but we kind of bonded in a cool way. And it was nice. It was fun. Because we were both shit talkers. Although he could back his shit up. I could not.
So I'm just going to run through some of his numbers here, because I may actually be in the wrong on this as far as him possibly being a Hall of Fame candidate here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a long career. He started in 71 for the Broncos, was with them until 78, and then 79 to 81 with Cleveland.
Yep.
And we got him in 82 to 85. Okay. Then he retired in 85, but tried making a comeback in 1990, and it didn't go well.
That was when he showed me that
career
poster.
highlights and awards. Okay. So he won one Super Bowl. He was the 1982's NFL Comeback Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
2 first-team All-Pros, 77 and 80. Second-team All-Pro in 78. 2-time Pro Bowler, 77 and 78. Career sacks, 112. Fumble recoveries, 20. 3 safeties, 1 defensive touchdown. Now, if we look at his... it doesn't give the full list of his full stats, like tackles and all that. But either way,
a lot of stats weren't tracked properly in the 70s. So you got to take that into consideration.
Sacks weren't a thing until a certain time frame, so he might have even had more than 112, to be honest with you. So his numbers actually may be in his favor to eventually possibly get in the Hall of Fame. I mean, obviously, anybody that's a respectable Raiders fan would want to see him make the Hall of Fame. But I think the one thing that will still hinder him is the steroids. That's still going to be a thing. Pete Rose,
everybody was using it.
But Pete Rose was actually betting on games that he had an ultimate outcome in, because he was a manager of those games and he could change the lineup at any point and change things. I could see why I trust me, I think he should have been in anyway, regardless. But as soon as baseball and gambling became more of a well accepted thing, he should have been let in at that point while he was still alive.
Okay, but who was not using steroids when Alzado played? I'll give you a moment. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but it was never proven and never admitted by most other players anyway. So he
Right.
was the only
They're
one that came out and
liars.
said it, and he unfortunately took the heat for it. And
They
they made a
fucking
huge story of it.
lie. They are in there under false pretense because they're liars. Everybody used them in the 70s. Okay. Alzado told the truth and was condemned for telling the fucking truth. And every other goddamn NFL player who's been accepted in the Hall of Fame since then is a fucking liar.
Can I ask a question just for perspective? I'm not going to give Howie Long as the comparison because I mean Howie Long is Howie Long, but I'll give you another Raider as a comparison who did recently get inducted to the Hall of Fame. Would you say he was more deserving to be in the Hall of Fame? I'm not talking about like his larger than life personality. I'm not talking about what he did off the field because he was head and shoulders above most others, right? I'm talking specifically what he did on the field. Would you say, as a whole, he had a more storied career on the field than Richard Seymour?
Greg Townsend.
No. I'm not talking about Greg Townsend because Greg Townsend isn't in the Hall of Fame either, and that's a travesty in itself. But that's a conversation.
Exactly.
We're not talking. Hang on, we're not talking about Greg Townsend. We're talking about Lyle Alzado specifically. My question was, like I said, Richard Seymour had recently been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and my question specifically was, do you think from a performance standpoint, what he did on the field and what he accomplished on the field, do you think Lyle Alzado would be more deserving of a Hall of Fame spot than, say, a Richard Seymour?
I'd like to see the numbers comparison.
Well, it would be unfair for, and this would be to your point, it'd be unfair for Lyle because, like we just said before, the sack counts weren't they weren't calculated properly during the course of the 70s, which was the majority of his career up until 1982. So the only sacks that count for Alzado is the 23 sacks that he got between 1982 and 1985. That's when they started keeping track of it, right? But in terms of like accomplishments, Richard Seymour had made 7 Pro Bowls, won 3 championships, whereas Lyle Alzado made 2 Pro Bowls and won 1 championship.
Well, the thing is, and here's the unfair part of that. Richard Seymour's numbers, more of those got counted than Alzado's. Okay. Also, Greg Townsend's not in the Hall of Fame, and I'm sorry. I love Alzado. That's my favorite player. Okay. The NFL made new rules over what Lyle did, but Greg Townsend deserves to be in there before any of them.
And just for perspective, and this is to Cool Kev as well, I was talking about career as a whole, not just for the Raiders, for other teams too. Like his career in the NFL, period.
What I'm getting at is Lyle not being in there is a travesty. Richard Seymour not being in there is a travesty. Greg
Seymour
Townsend.
Seymour is in there. That's why I made the comparison.
Okay, so Seymour's in there. Greg Townsend not being in is a absolute fucking travesty. Okay. Greg Townsend, if he gets in before Lyle, I got no problem with that. I got no bitch with that because Greg deserves it. But Lyle deserves it. Lester Hayes deserves it. Okay. There are players on the radar. Bob Boomer Brown deserves it. He finally got in later. But there are players who should have been in there long before that are not. Phil Villapiano deserves to be in there. He's not. That's disgusting.
I'll give you that. Like those other guys you listed, Bob Brown, because I my knowledge of Bob Brown is
he finally limited. Got in.
But like in terms of, I agree with you with Greg Townsend, And who was the other guy? Phil Villapiano. I agree with you there. But I'm just talking about Alzado specifically, and this is coming from someone I love Alzado. I'm just saying from a performance of what he accomplished on the field. While it was great, was it Hall of Fame worthy? That's all I'm questioning.
Yeah, and let me tell you why. Okay, there are rules in the NFL, right? The rules committee meets every year and changes the rules. They changed like a couple of rules in the NFL for Alzado. Like, you're not allowed to rip a helmet's player off and beat him with it because of Alzado. You're not allowed to spear a quarterback who's already downed because of Matuzak. There are players on the Raiders who've been ignored for way too long. We have a running back, and don't ask me his name. He's falling to oblivion, that should be in the Hall of Fame and was forgotten over 35 years of time. And I can't
Are you
remember his
talking about
name.
Marv Hubbard or Van Egan?
Marv Hubbard might have been the guy. I'm just saying, as we get ignored when Hall of Fame time comes around, okay? Because otherwise, the Hall of Fame would be overwhelmed by Raiders. And realistically, it should be. We have legends, so many legends. We can't retire numbers, okay? Because of the fact that if we retire a number, that's a number we can't use. The Raiders would be at like, oh, okay, starting at running back, number 1,047. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We
what's up?
can't do
Yeah, that
that.
was bullshit with that card.
Although there's one number we do need to retire, it's against what we do. But the NFL won't allow that number anymore, and that's 00. If we can retire 00, okay, greatest center that ever played the fucking game, the NFL won't allow the number anymore. Why don't we retire it? Jim Otto. We can retire that number. The NFL doesn't allow it. Retire it.
That would mean Jacorian Bennett would need to change the number, right?
He's not 00. There's nobody
No one
allowed
else
to wear
doubles
00.
He's just 0.
Yeah. 00. The last person to wear it was Jim Otto, who was the greatest center that ever played the fucking game. And the Raiders should retire that number because the NFL won't allow it back. Double I. Why not? Otto died last year. Retire his number.
So I am. I only wanted to be on for about an hour and a half anyway, so I am going to call it. You got anything coming up, Raph?
Yes, I just have one question. I mean that you guys really talking about Lester Hayes, but do you think that Jim Plunkett should be there at the Hall of Fame or doesn't?
He
Because
should.
I understand that Jim Plunkett, I mean, the case of him is very strong because primarily it's prickly at the success of the two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback. He was like the MVP leading the victory because he was just like more than a leader because he brought that legacy, a player who became like adversity, then more than worthy of the whole football power game because that impact, especially in the postseason, they need to deserve to recognize alongside for the greatest player in NFL history and of course for the greatest franchise. So I just wanted to ask you, so do you think that Jim Plunkett deserves at the Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
Yes.
Jack, did you want to shoot first before I gave my answer?
Go ahead.
Mhm.
No, I'm asking you to if you wanted to go, or do you want me to go first?
No, you go ahead.
I guess it'd be unfair for me to give an answer for that based on like I do know that he won. He was the quarterback for our team when we won 2 Super Bowls, right? And I do know that one of those he was the Super Bowl MVP. My only question, and this would be for guys who actually watched him play, is that with Plunkett, as good and great as he was he Hall of Fame great in terms of performance on the field, or was it like he was good and / great, but it's more so that like the other thing that led to our success during his time with us was that we had a star-studded team as well. So that would be my question as to whether Plunkett deserves to be in or not. So that would be my answer.
Marino never won a Super Bowl. He's in. Jim Kelly from the Buffalo Bills lost 4 Super Bowls. He's in
a row.
I remember Dan Pastorini was a starting quarterback, got injured. They brought in Jim Plunkett. He took us to win a Super Bowl twice. Okay. Plunkett wasn't the greatest quarterback, but he was good enough to win 2 Super Bowls, and son of a bitch, put him in the Hall of Fame because you got 2 losers who never won a goddamn Super Bowl in the Hall of Fame. Fuck that shit.
Would you have if you could take your Raider cap off for a second? If you could go back and and choose between any one of those 3 to be the quarterback of the team at the time that went to the Super Bowl, who would you take last?
The motherfucker who won the damn games.
I said, who would you take last? So you would take him before Marino and Kelly?
Yes, because he knew how to win. They did not.
What would your answer be, Jeff?
Marino.
And would you take would you take Kelly or Plunkett?
I would go, if I was drafting in order, who I would take Marino, Kelly, and Plunkett would have been my last one.
Who won?
Hang on. If you're basing it on the NFL careers.
I'm just talking about NFL careers.
If you're basing on the NFL careers, that's the order I would go in. Kelly, 4 Super Bowls in a row is no small feat, whether you lost them all or not. That's insane. You basically, in 4 seasons, played an accumulation of 5 seasons. Because if you add up all the playoff games they played, that adds up to an entire 5th season. So in 4 years, they played 5 seasons of football. Okay? So that's why after the fourth Super Bowl, they were just junk because they were just so spent and that team started to fall apart. But 4 years in a row making it to a Super Bowl, that in itself is amazing. And he also had a shit ton of stats too that went along with why quarterbacks get in the NFL. There's some quarterbacks that never won a Super Bowl that made the Hall of Fame. Dan Marino, when he retired, pretty much owned every quarterback record out there. Yeah, of course, players are going to excel past that. Yeah, he made it to a Super Bowl, but never won, never made it back again. And it's a damn shame because there's a guy that I would have loved to see win one.
Yeah, fuck that. I'll take the Super Bowl winner.
Plunkett was a Heisman Trophy winner, drafted by the Patriots. They were in a bad
number
team.
1.
Yep, number 1 pick. Then he went to San Fran. They weren't good either. He got stuck behind a guy named Joe Montana. So Montana takes over.
Tony Montana?
Or whatever. Yeah, Tony Montana. He comes to us. We get him, and he turns into what he is. Yes, he won 2 Super Bowls with us. Yes, he was an MVP in one. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? I think so, just because of the fact that he did win the 2 Super Bowls and one of those as an MVP. I think he should. And he just doesn't have the stats, and he doesn't have the longevity of a NFL career that is what his holdup is. I think that's
he's
why
got the wins.
But he's got the Super Bowl wins.
He's got the wins.
But what kills me is how Kurt Warner with one Super Bowl win, got into the Hall of Fame before Plunkett. That's the one that drives me crazy. That's the only quarterback that's gotten in that has won a Super Bowl, but only one that I think Plunkett should have been in beforehand.
Plunkett's got the wins. Okay. You got to win the fucking Super Bowl. Fuck that. You can have glory, Dan Marino. What are you going to get? Nowhere. Jim Plunkett, what are you going to get? Disappointment. Jim Plunkett, he's not the greatest, but he fucking won. That's what the Raiders are about, is winning.
And
We're not
here's the
talking
other
about
thing.
what the Raiders are about. We're talking about what should have you eligible to be in the Hall of Fame.
And
Winning.
Eli's already been eligible, and he didn't make it, so he's already missed out on his first year when he was eligible for his very first time. He didn't make it, so he's got to wait until next year now to see if he gets in.
And that's some bullshit because he beat the fuck out of Tom Brady twice.
All eyes just left a good
Super Bowl.
comment. All eyes just left. All eyes just left a good. All eyes just left a good comment. And I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I said. He doesn't have the stats or the long NFL, longevity of playing as a quarterback, a starting quarterback. Sorry, a starting.
Okay, well,
He's got a
all eyes
small
on
window.
G. Are you letting your brain go, oh, we should let losers in before a winner? You're letting losers in before a winner. Eli should be in because he whipped freaking Tom Brady's ass twice in the Super
But in all
Bowl.
honesty, that wasn't really him that won that. Yeah,
Exactly.
he's got 2 Super Bowl rings, but that was defense for both those games against the Patriots.
Would
Yes,
you
it was
say
amazing
would you
catches
would you say
throws.
Eli Manning was better than Dan Marino and Jim Kelly?
And Peyton.
Even though Eli won 2 Super Bowls, I would say hell. No.
I think he's better
those
than
two.
I think he's better than
Hell
those
no.
two and Peyton, his
No.
older brother.
I would
Stop! He's not better than Peyton.
Oh
Stop,
my
OG.
God.
How many
Stop.
Super Bowls did Peyton win? You
Two.
need to backtrack a little bit.
Same amount,
2 with 2
2.
different teams.
but he's not better than Peyton Manning. I'm sorry.
Look,
No,
Plunkett
no,
was
absolutely
a
not.
journeyman, but he won 2 Super Bowls.
But also,
Dan
you gotta remember,
Marino
the
won
Hall of Fame
shit.
is not
Jim
Hall of Fame
Kelly
is not
won
based on
shit.
what you. The Hall of Fame is not based on what the team did. It's an individual accomplishment. It's the Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
it based like
It's
an
not the
individual
team Hall of
stats.
Fame. The teams get recognized by winning the Super Bowl. The play gets recognized by his longevity, his career, what he does in his career that makes him worthy of being amongst the greatest to ever play certain positions. Should Plunkett be in there?
Yeah,
he
it's
should.
based.
Am I going to be upset that he didn't get in? Yeah, I'm a little hurt about that. But again, still, the guys like Marino definitely should be in there. His accomplishments on the field were just ridiculous. Jim Kelly, again, for a quarterback to win 4 AFC championships in a row. I mean, come on, man. That's an insane stat.
Well, some of
And
my
Peyton
What
Manning is
NFC team have you seen do that for 4 straight years? None.
some of my greatest memories for Jim Kelly are wide left and wide right. Nope.
And I'll answer this one too.
I hated Buffalo.
With Namath, it wasn't. You got to take into effect too. Yes, he won a Super Bowl, but it was also more of the cultural impact too, like what he meant to the game. Like he brought a whole new aspect of fandom to the sport.
A man who wears pantyhose. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's so much that goes into how and why they pick players. But he also played in a different era too. That's the other thing. Plunkett played in a different era. Plunkett's going to get in some cases after some of these guys that are still physically playing right now before he gets in. And that's the same thing going to happen with Tim Brown. When Tim Brown retired, if you would have been able to get in the Hall of Fame as soon as you retire, he would have been in right then and there. It's just that when he hit his 5-year mark, he had to go up against the likes of, you had Jerry Rice, you had Chris Carter, you had all these other big wide receivers that were on better teams than him and still had better stats than him too. Jerry Rice, Jerry Rice should have been put in as soon as he retired.
No, you got to wait 7
Rice
years.
guy,
There's a rule. You have to wait 7 years after you retire to get in. That's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get in the next year.
Yeah,
it's 5 years. The only exception I've ever seen be done, I think, wasn't it Larry Bird?
That's not football.
It was a sport. I think it was Larry Bird.
That's not football.
I know that.
Larry Bird is basketball.
I'm just saying there's a lot of injustice when it comes to the Raiders players getting in, and there's a lot of players waiting in the wings that should have been in. And it's okay. When Cliff Branch finally got in, he's long dead. Freaking dirty. Kenny Stabler, they waited after he was dead. Dirty. I hate the Hall of Fame. They're scumbags.
I was just thinking that before as well. Cool, Kev. If winning
he
Super
won.
Bowls
He
was a
won 2
criteria-
Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl. He should be in.
If winning Super Bowls would be a criteria to get in the Super Bowl, then
Trent
Nick
Dilfer
Foles
is a
would be in
joke.
there.
Nick Foles should get in too.
Trent Dilfer and Nick Foles are jokes. Cool Kev's trying to be funny, but hey. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I gotta get my ass to bed. I'm tired. I'm old. I just want to let you know, okay? Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you wear a condom, you don't have to pay for fucking child support. Just saying.
See you, Richie.
Okay then. Okay, Raph, let's try this again, and you not ask a question that lasts another 30 minutes.
Okay.
I asked if you had anything going on, and you asked a question that just extended another 30 minutes. So you got me to
sorry, because I
for
was
my part, not Jeff. My bad.
It's all right.
No, because I was just like to the way because, well, I don't want to interrupt something, but to be honest, right now I'm feeling like, well, definitely good for now. Definitely good for now, because I'm still doing my own thing, and there's nothing can stop. I mean, I'm still looking at like the same Ralph, but I changed the look. I mean, everything's good. Everything's good, Jeff.
Hey, you got anything coming up? Jason, we're getting ready to get off here. I only wanted to do about 2 hours.
Thanks for having me on, Jeff. Salute to you, and thanks for the games
You're
last
always
night.
welcome.
This morning for you. As for my side of the fence, in terms of the what I'm doing on the YouTube, which is what you're asking, I'll be doing a Raiders of Fortune on Friday. We're aiming for 6 p.m. Pacific time, or around about then. So that's what's going on my side of the fence. Other than that, you'll see me pop up here and there, as well as some game streams here and there. So, yeah, thank you.
No calzone tonight, Kev. That's usually on Friday nights anyway. All right, so you got Friday night. You said 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock Eastern.
6 p.m. Friday.
Eastern?
Pacific time. Sorry, 6 p.m. Friday
6 p.m.
Pacific.
time,
9 p.m. Eastern. 8 a.m. Fuck. Sorry, let me start again. Sorry, I'm messed up. So 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. Central. Hey, cut me some slack. I'm having to calculate your guys' time. All right, like over my time. So
Okay.
take it easy.
All right. I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow going on or anything, but I will be on again Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Central. I will be on doing a live interview with Little Raider and
PM?
his
PM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday night at 9 p.m. I will be on with Devin, the father, Jolie, the mother, and Little Raider. It'll just be myself and them on the live.
Mhm.
So make sure you guys tune in for that. Please don't miss that. They're really looking forward to this, to have some quality time to express what's going on their end. So, and then later on that night at 10:30 Eastern time again, I'll be back on live again for a special Black Hole podcast. So make sure you guys tune in for that too. You'll see myself and Leo part of that group. So it'll be a fun week. The Raider Connection will be back on Wednesday night. Myself, Leo, LV Raider 10, and Jay from Just Raiders Baby will be back on in full force on Wednesday night. So thanks for everybody being in here. I appreciate you. I actually just hit 1,700 on my subs today during the show. So still growing, baby. I love it.
You've overtaken me.
Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for from Diesel for the super chat earlier, and Turf, the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. Make sure you guys check his shows out. Pigs, I just see you popped in here. We're getting ready to get out of here. Thanks, Turf, for doing the 5 free members, the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate you all. So everybody have a good evening. Remember, stay safe and go Raiders.
All right, let's go.
Go Raiders.